The barrier to launching a global business has never been lower than it is right now. It's really something to think about. You no longer need coders or specialized writers or expensive designers for your whole operation. You just need a willingness to learn this powerful new AI toolkit. Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're diving into a really comprehensive guide. It's designed for the digital solopreneur.
Yeah, and this guide, it details exactly how to build a successful store from scratch. And it does it using a specific suite of these advanced and often free Google AI tools.
That's the mission today. So we want to map out the exact system for you with a big focus on automation and, well, leverage.
We're going to cover everything from validating a niche that's actually profitable to generating huge amounts of content.
And all the way to designing ads that look professional and even building your own custom web apps.
And the best part, like you said, is that this is all done without touching a single line of difficult traditional code.
We're going to follow the complete business lifecycle in this deep dive.
So we'll start with planning and research using a tool called NotebookLM. Then we're moving right into automated marketing with Gemini's gems.
Okay.
After that, brand design. We'll use Nano Banana Pro and Pomeli. And then finally, we'll tackle the tech side building actual tools with Google AI Studio. So the biggest mistake we see beginners make is just relying on a guess about what the customer actually wants to buy. It's such wasted effort.
Right. It feels intuitive to start with an idea you love, but the data really should lead the way.
And the solution here is NotebookLM. It's defined as source-grounded AI.
Source-grounded, what does that mean exactly?
It means it only uses the specific information you feed it to organize and, analyze your research. It's not just searching the whole web.
Ah, okay. So it essentially becomes your own expert market consultant.
Mm-hmm.
And it can process, thousands of pages of text incredibly fast.
Exactly. It finds these complex, subtle market patterns that, frankly, a human would almost certainly miss in a week of just reading.
So to power this AI brain, you have to gather what the guide calls prime research first.
Right. And this just means 3 essential high-quality sources that point to real demand.
The first source seems crucial. It's the negative competitor reviews you find on, say, Etsy or Amazon.
Yes. This tells you exactly what is missing right now. It shows you the crucial big gap in what's already out there.
And the second source is more future-focused. Recent industry trend reports from good blogs or analyst sites.
Mm-hmm. You want to see what's coming down the pipe in the next, say, 2 or 3 years.
And the last piece is about real-world pain points. So you capture genuine customer questions from places like Reddit or Quora.
Once you have those 3 things, you upload them all into NotebookLM. They become your trusted sources.
Okay.
Now you apply this detailed blueprint prompt. We ask the AI to identify that big gap based only on the sources we just fed it. This is key because it prevents it from hallucinating a solution.
So it's answering the question.
No.
What product are customers explicitly begging for but just can't seem to find?
Precisely. The prompt literally says, act as a seasoned Silicon Valley VC analyst. Analyze source 1, 2, and 3. Identify the convergence point where customer pain intersects with market opportunity.
Wow, that's specific.
It is. And then it goes on to suggest a product name based on the language customers are using. It defines a compelling value proposition, and it creates a full 30-day launch plan.
A whole launch plan.
Yeah, including 4 specific weekly goals, all laid out right there for you.
That saves a massive amount of time. But how crucial is that final step of asking the AI to stress test the idea, listing the top 3 failure risks and how to prevent them?
This critical step prevents wasted effort and validates the plan before you even begin creating.
Once that plan is fully validated, you have to actually sell the product. And that means consistent marketing content.
Yeah, but writing marketing emails and social media captions week after week, it's time-consuming and, let's be honest, often pretty boring work.
And that consistency is where most solo efforts fail. People just burn out. And this is where Gemini and this GEMS feature are supposed to come in and act as your tireless marketing team.
Let's define what a gem actually is. A gem is basically a dedicated AI assistant that's tailored to do one specific marketing task over and over again, consistently.
The key being that they maintain your precise brand voice while they're doing it. You're sort of cloning your perfect copywriter.
Exactly. When you build your DM, you give it a very specific system instruction. This is like its core operating manual. It dictates all its behavior.
So, for example, you could instruct it to act as an expert direct response copywriter. And the tone has to be urgent, but also trustworthy. And you can explicitly tell it to ban all corporate jargon from what it writes.
And you tell it that every piece of content has to focus on a core emotional benefit, like the promise of financial freedom.
What's really fascinating here is how the output stops being generic and starts being, highly relevant to your actual business.
That's because you upload the business blueprint you made earlier in segment 1 directly into the GEM's knowledge section.
Ah, that's the difference maker. So now the assistant knows your specific product, your customer's exact pain points, your validated value proposition.
Right, so it avoids all that generic marketing speak that we're all so sick of seeing online.
That capability just, ooh. It fundamentally changes the scaling equation for a solo founder.
Whoa!
I mean, imagine generating a whole month's worth of custom, brand-specific content email sequences, social captions, all of it in like 10 minutes.
It's a huge accelerator. But given how powerful these personalized tools are, what's the biggest risk if you rely on them too heavily for branding?
You must still add personal stories and soul to avoid the common robot voice trap. So the next big hurdle is creating professional ads that look trustworthy. They can't look too perfect or obviously fake because that just immediately breaks trust.
Exactly. The visuals have to convert that awareness into actual action. And the recommended tool in the guide for this is Nano Banana Pro.
Nano Banana Pro. So that's described as an AI image generator that's optimized specifically for high-end graphic design.
Yeah, it supposedly understands the subtle things better, like realistic lighting, shadows, and clean text placement, better than some of the older, more general models.
And the guide recommends this really practical approach called the mirror method. So you're not wasting time trying to reinvent the creative wheel.
Right. This method pretty much guarantees you start with a successful, proven layout.
So first, you go to the Facebook ad library and you look for what they call winner ads campaigns that have been running for a long time, which means they're profitable.
Mm-hmm.
You screenshot that winning layout. That's your image A.
Then you take a clear, high-quality screenshot of your own digital product, we'll call that image B, and you upload both of them to Nano Banana Pro.
Then a perfect ad prompt details how to fuse those two things. It asks the AI to combine the professional layout from A with your product, B.
And you get really specific. You ask for things like bright, modern lighting and clean, easy-to-read sans serif text that just says something simple like, "Start your journey today."
And then you have to think about rapid optimization for all the different platforms.
Yeah, you immediately create multiple resolutions. You'll need a square 1.1 for feeds, portrait 9.16 for things like reels, and landscape 16.9 for banners.
This speed and consistency, it leads us right into managing your brand DNA. Because confusion is the ultimate enemy of sales, right?
Absolutely. If your Instagram is bright pink but your website is dark green, customers get confused and they leave.
And that's where Pomeli comes in. This is Google's experimental tool that's focused entirely on brand continuity.
It learns your core brand DNA.
So you give it a description or just your website URL, and it analyzes your color palette, your specific fonts, the overall voice you want to use.
And the outcome is what they call a smart campaign. This tool creates a whole series of cohesive images and design assets that all look like they belong together. It instantly makes a solopreneur look like a much larger, more established company.
So if you're just starting out and resources are tight, is it better to focus on just one platform resolution, or should you immediately test multiple ad variations?
Testing is the only path to success. Create at least 3 versions of every ad for different platforms. Okay, so now we make a pretty fundamental shift in product development. We're moving beyond static products like simple PDFs or checklists to creating interactive, shareable solutions.
Things like custom calculators or specialized little apps.
Exactly.
I see the difference. I mean, useful things get shared more easily. That leads to way more organic sales and virality than a static ebook ever could.
And the tool that enables this leap is Google AI Studio. It allows us to get into what the guide calls vibe coding.
Vibe coding. I like that. What is it?
It's just defining the desired function in the vibe to the AI, which then goes and builds the code for you. You don't need to know Python or JavaScript.
So you just have to be really descriptive about the task and the aesthetic you want.
That's it. It's like stacking Lego blocks of data and design principles until the code just compiles itself.
So you could build a genuinely powerful tool like the debt-free countdown app idea from the guide.
Mm-hmm. The user inputs their total debt, interest rate, monthly payment.
And the app calculates and displays the exact number of months until they're debt-free.
And you just describe the style you want. You say, clean, minimal, Apple-style design. And the AI generates the functional HTML app for you.
Wow. And once the AI gives you that functioning code,
Yeah.
the applications just multiply, right? You can embed it on your website for great SEO.
You can use it as a really high-value lead magnet to build your email list.
Or you could just sell it outright as a specialized tool within your system.
That functionality is why, and I have to admit this, I still wrestle with the temptation of using too many tools. Shiny object syndrome is a real threat to the solopreneur.
Yeah.
Mastering just NotebookLM, Gemini, and AI Studio, that is really the key.
So given that we're automating the product and the marketing, which part of this advanced workflow is most important for long-term, sustained growth? Is it the initial research or the weekly analysis?
Analysis is key. Feeding conversion numbers back into NotebookLM reveals what worked and how to scale it.
So we have the product, the tech is in place, and the marketing system is automated. Now, where do we actually host and sell it? Choosing the right platform feels absolutely critical.
It is, and the guide reviews the big three platforms that really dominate the digital product space.
First up is Etsy. The guide says it's ideal for things like digital printables and crafts.
Right, because they send you customers for free through their search traffic. The downside, though, is they charge higher transaction and listing fees.
Next is Gumroad. It offers a very fast, very easy setup for software or simple spreadsheets. You can launch in minutes.
But you have to drive every single visitor yourself, so that means more ad spend.
And finally, there's Shopify. This is the one for building a powerful long-term brand where you own the identity and you collect all the customer data.
The trade-off is the cost. There's a mandatory monthly subscription fee, even if you sell nothing at all.
And a crucial note here is on pricing strategy. The guide is very clear. Never undervalue the transformation your product provides, even if AI helped you build it fast.
Yeah, the suggested pricing tiers are designed to minimize customer hesitation. Small products, like a simple checklist, should be around $9 to $14.
Okay.
Medium products, like a full system or a pack of templates, are priced between $27 and $47. That's kind of the sweet spot for conversions.
And large products transformation courses, or those specialized apps we talked about, should be priced from $97 to $197.
And we have to reinforce this. You can't just yell, "BY, my product," repeatedly into the digital void. It doesn't work.
No.
You have to lead the customer through a necessary four-step sequence.
That sequence starts with awareness. Maybe a visually engaging ad on TikTok. That leads them to interest. They visit your site and use your free calculator, the lead magnet.
Then comes desire. They read your email sequence, which tells a story about solving their specific problem. And only once that trust is established do they finally take action and purchase.
This whole high-level automated business, it requires some strict discipline to maintain momentum without burning out.
Which is why the guide recommends a very specific weekly structure.
And that structure starts on Monday with a deep search in NotebookLM. You're looking for new trends, new reviews, and finding one new content gap to exploit.
Tuesday is the creative sprint. This is where your gems write 7 full days of content right away while you're focused, gets the heavy lifting done early.
Right. Wednesday is visual polish, using the design tools to create or refresh your ads. Thursday is the tech update, where you check your app or add small features.
And finally, Friday is analysis. This is essential. You feed your conversion numbers and ad results back into NotebookLM to ask, why did this work and how can I repeat it and scale it?
So to sum up this entire deep dive, these advanced Google AI tools, they just fundamentally shift the scaling equation for the modern solopreneur.
They really do. They literally act as your entire creative and technical team. Your designer, your copywriter, your market researcher, and your coder all in one integrated place. And the guide we analyzed today offers a clear, validated map. A practical 7-day action plan that's really designed to bypass the traditional barriers of time and skill in starting an online business.
So don't just read the plan, act on it this week. Use the day 1 through day 7 plan to pick a niche today, research it in NotebookLM, and post your first ad by the end of the week. We've seen how AI can build the products and manage the marketing, but the final frontier for the successful solopreneur is using these tools to scale their unique wisdom. It's about creating specialized, proprietary knowledge bases that no generalist AI can ever touch. So, what unique knowledge can you feed the machine today?